Welcome everyone to another Assa Abloy Academy webinar. Today's webinar is going to be on Corbin Russwin exit devices. During this session, your lines will be muted. However, you can submit questions as we go along using the question and answer icon at the bottom of the page. And we will save time at the end for your questions. Also, within 24 hours, you will receive an email as proof of your attendance to this webinar that can be submitted to your employer or one of the industry association partners such as DHI or LOA. Also within 24 hours, this presentation will be available on Assa Abloy Academy website if you would like to review it for the future. And this session should take about 45 minutes. I always think it's a good idea to show you where everything takes place. And this is the Corbin Russwin facility in Berlin, Connecticut. It's a huge facility. It's actually quite gorgeous, nice and clean inside. But this is where the exit devices are made, the cylindrical locks, the mortise locks. It's all done here, and the cylinders. So today we're going to be talking about the ED5000 series and the ED4000 series. Okay, these are sister exit devices. The ED5000 series is the wide style, and the ED4000 series is the narrow style. What I'm showing you here are the two rim exit devices for the ED5000. To the left, you have the standard ED5200 with a Pullman latch. And then on the right, you have the secure bolt, which is the ED5200 with the S. And both of these are ANSI BHMA Grade 1 certified exit devices. Both of these exit devices are available fire rated. The fire designation is specified either as an A for a 3-hour fire rating or as a B for an 1.5-hour rating. And that's going to have to do with the size of the door that the hardware is going to be installed on and what it's been tested to. But both the ED5000 and the ED4000 are available fire rated. Both exit devices come with a 5-year mechanical warranty on the exit devices. And if there's any of you out in California, Corbin Russwin can produce the ED5200 series rim exit device so that the exit bar will release with less than 5 pounds of pressure. And this is per the California building codes. This option is specified as a 5CH. So if you ever need this, and this is only required if the exit devices are being sold in California. If they're being sold in the rest of the company, this option is not needed at all. But if you're looking for this option, it's specified as a 5CH at the end of the ordering string, and it's only available with the ED5200 series rim exit device. What I'm showing you here, this is the 900 series trim that's used with the ED5000 series, and it's not used with the ED4000, only with the ED5000. This trim is available electrified, and as an electrified trim, you will be ordering it as a fail-safe or a fail-secure. Fail-safe means that when there's no electricity to it, it's in the unlocked position. Fail-secure means that when there's no electricity applied to it, it's in the locked position, which means you have to apply electricity to it to unlock it. So you will be buying it as a fail-safe or fail-secure, but it is field selectable. So if you happen to order the wrong function, you can switch it easily in the field. The other nice feature with the 900 series trim is that it's fully functional on 12 or 24 volts right out of the box without any issues at all. The 900 series trim has Assa Abloy's EcoFlex technology built into it, so it's very, very energy efficient. Another really nice feature with the ED5000 900 series trim is that you can easily convert it between classroom and storeroom function. So for example, if you purchased a classroom function, the screw that's controlling the function is going to be located in this one location here. But if you determine that you needed a storeroom function, and a storeroom function is always going to leave the outside lever handle in the locked position. So if you need a storeroom function, all you would need to do is back out this screw and put it into the other location. Then you've just converted it from a classroom function to a storeroom function or a night latch function. The ED5000 series is also available with path lighting. This absorbs ambient light and glows in the dark. This is specified as an M49 quick code. The way Corbin Russwin handles any variation to the standard product is what they call quick codes. And a quick code is any variation to the standard product. So if you wanted the path lighting on it, you would specify M49 at the end of the ordering string, and you would get the path lighting on it. Corbin Russwin also has a classroom security exit device. This classroom security exit device will allow the key on the inside, the cylinder on the inside on the exit device to lock and unlock the outside trim. So in an emergency situation, the teacher doesn't have to open up the door to lock the outside lever handle. It can easily be done from the inside, and that's what the second cylinder is on the inside of the chassis. When you're looking at the designation for this, this is going to be specified as an ED5200, but this 2 at the very end is going to specify that it's a 2-cylinder designation, that it's going to have 2 cylinders, one for the outside of the door and one for the inside of the door. Looking at the materials that Corbin Russwin makes their exit devices out of, their covers are going to be made out of either stainless steel, brass, or bronze, depending on what you're ordering. And what I'm trying to emphasize here is that Corbin Russwin uses true architectural finishes. Okay, so if you order a brass rail, you will get a brass exit device from Corbin Russwin. If you order bronze, it will be bronze. Continuing on, the push rail. Push rail is either going to be stainless steel, brass, or bronze, and that's over an aluminum base with black accented zinc. And also the push rail and the mounting cap are also going to be either brass, bronze, or stainless steel. One nice thing that Corbin Russwin did is inside of their exit device, they put a steel reinforcement, which makes the exit device that much stronger. So it's a very strong and durable exit device. What I'm showing you here are mounting rails located in the Corbin Russwin factory. And what I'm showing you is that they have bronze rails, they have brass rails, and stainless steel, and they are supplying true architectural finishes. Corbin Russwin offers a full variety of finishes. They offer a full variety of brass and bronze finishes, including nickel finishes and stainless steel finishes. One of the newest finishes that they offer is the black suede powder coat finish. This is specified as a BSP. This is a permanent black finish that conveys a sophisticated elegance. It has been tested to ANSI A156.18 standards, and it does have a nice, unique suede-like feel to it. This is available on most of the same products that we used to offer the 10BE or the 613E finishes on. Corbin Russwin also offers both stainless steel and chrome finishes for their exit devices. And one of the other newest finishes is the white suede powder coat. The white suede powder coat extrudes purity and perfection. Soft to the touch, this smooth permanent matte finish adds a hint of brightness to any opening. If you're not aware of it, Corbin Russwin can do a lot of customizing finishes. So if you ever need a customized finish, whether it's a hardware finish or whether it's a powder coated finishes, Corbin Russwin can accommodate you. In the top center there, what you're looking there is at a copper rail. How often do you see a copper finished rail? But you can get it from Corbin Russwin. To the right, you see a number of the powder coated finishes that are available, and they do offer an extensive offering. When you look at the Corbin Russwin exit device, their standard end cap is a wraparound end cap, which is the preferred design because if you do have to cut the exit device in the field, it will cover up any imperfections. So if you don't cut it perfectly straight, this will cover up any imperfections and the exit device will look great. Another really nice thing with Corbin Russwin is that Corbin Russwin only uses machine screws with their exit devices. They don't use any self-tapping screws. Some of our competition uses self-tapping screws to hold the covers and the end caps on. And the problem with self-tapping screws is that each time you drive the screw in, it cuts a new thread unless it picks up on an earlier thread. And therefore, there's less and less meat in there. But when you're using machine screws and tapped holes, the threads will last forever without any issues. Here I'm showing you the bracket, and as you can see, the brackets here are threaded for the mounting cap. Also with Corbin Russwin, they use nice large screws to attach the exit device to the door with, which are 33% larger than the competition, with a pitch diameter of 183. We talked about the end cap, and the end cap bracket actually supports the whole end cap because it actually has the basic shape of the end cap. So if it gets hit, it has a steel backing on top of the brass, bronze, or stainless steel that the end cap is made out of, which makes it a very strong end cap. If you prefer a flush mount end cap where it meets end to end, which eliminates the catch mark, Corbin Russwin does have that, and it's called their heavy duty end cap design. This is a flush mount end cap, and as you can see here, it's a very heavy duty end cap. This is specified with an M110 code. Another really nice thing with Corbin Russwin's ED5000 is that the trim is through bolted to the exit devices, and it's through bolted in 4 locations. And not only that, Corbin Russwin is using 1/4-20 screws. This is 30% larger than the other guys. The other guys are using like 10/24s. These are 1/4-20s. So they're two sizes larger than a 10/24, which gives you a lot more strength and durability. Let's take a look at some of the trim available. So with Corbin Russwin, they do offer quite an extensive offering of levers. What I'm showing you here is their standard levers. So the first one we have is the Armstrong lever and specified with an A. The next is a Citation specified with a C. And don't forget, this is the 900 series trim. And Corbin Russwin always specifies the lever design followed by the 900 series. So Citation is a C, Dirk is a D, Essex is an E, Lustra is an L, Newport would be an N, Regis is an R, and Princeton is PR. So these are their standard levers, but they also offer the complete Muso collection. These levers are available on the 900 series trim without any problems, and they look great on the trim. Don't forget, these are either going to be true brass, bronze, or stainless steel levers. When they developed the 900 series trim, they thought ahead because they wanted to make it so it was very vandal resistant. So they put nice angles on the edge of it. So there's no solid surface to try to hit it with. So if you were going to take a hammer to it, there's no solid surface to hit the trim on to try to knock it loose or anything. And they did a nice job with that. Also, their exit device has a very low... How much does your exit device
interfere with the doorway? With the Von Duprin exit device, it extends off the...
Okay, with Corbin Russwin, they supply a plastic template with all of their exit devices. This plastic template makes it so much easier to install the hardware. Basically, before the hardware is installed, you measure 39 15/16 inches above the finished floor, and that's going to be the AFF, which is the center line of the rail. Next, you take this plastic template, you slide it up against the doorstop, and you mark all the holes. It tells you exactly where to put the strike and where to mount the door closer. Excuse me, where to mount the chassis. So you have perfect insulation every time, and it works really nice. So how complex does your exit device really need to be? With Corbin Russwin, their exit devices are actually very simple. If you take a look at them, when you push down on this area here, which when you push on the rail, it comes in direct contact, and that retracts the latch bolt directly. When you look inside of the push rail, there's basically nothing in there. You don't have a whole bunch of springs and components and retaining rings. It's a very simple design, so it works out very, very well, and it's extremely durable. When you examine how much trim engagement you have with the exit device head, you have a lot of engagement. The trim actually has a tailpiece of 310 thousandths, and the mating part is 850 thousandths. The Corbin Russwin tailpiece is so large that it won't even go into a Von Duprin chassis because it's so much larger than theirs. Keep in mind, with standard panic exit devices, you will get hex key dogging will be standard, and Corbin Russwin uses a 156 or a 5/32 hex on this. And if you think about it, what's actually keeping the door closed? It's the latch bolt. And Corbin Russwin's latch bolt is a full 1 inch wide, making it very, very strong. That's 19% wider than our competition. So we're talking about strength. So how much force do you think an exit device should be able to handle? According to BHMA standards, an exit device has to be able to handle 400 pounds of static load force. And that's basically someone pulling on the outside of the door, not the trim, but the outside of the door, and testing how much force the exit device can handle. The exit device has to continue operating after this. The Corbin Russwin standard exit device with the Pullman latch withstood over 2,014 pounds of force, which is incredible, considering you only have to do 400. So this is 5 times ANSI BHMA grade 1. The secure bolt, which is a very unique design, which we haven't even talked about yet, this was able to withstand over 3,500 pounds of force. This is almost 9 times ANSI BHMA grade 1. And the really unique feature about this secure bolt is the way it attaches and secures the opening. With the standard Pullman latch, because of the angle of the Pullman latch, when you pull on the door, you're actually trying to separate the door and the frame also. But with the secure bolt, because of the flat bottom on the underside, when you're pulling on the door, you're not really trying to separate it. All the force is going in the direction that it's designed to handle. So it makes it a very, very strong exit device. And at 3,500 pounds, that's very, very strong. So just a quick comparison. The ANSI BHMA is only 400. The standard Pullman latch went over 2,000. And the secure bolt went over 3,500 pounds. And they have a nice heavy-duty strike to go along with that exit device because you need that to keep the door closed. This is their heavy-duty strike. They do use a roller strike. When it comes to cycle testing, what I'm showing you here is an ANSI BHMA cycle test on an exit device. According to ANSI BHMA standards, to be a grade 1 exit device, you have to be able to cycle at least 1 million cycles. Corbin Russwin's very big into testing. They've had their exit devices third-party tested, and the Pullman latch, the ED5200, has been tested to more than 9.9 million cycles. That's 19 times ANSI BHMA grade 1. The concealed vertical rod exit device has been cycled to more than 3.25 million times. That's 6 times ANSI BHMA grade 1. And the secure bolt has cycled to more than 7.7 million cycles. These are incredible numbers. This is 15 times ANSI BHMA grade 1. Next, we're going to take a look at the exit device catalog and how it's laid out, and we're going to look at the pricing also. So when you first open up the catalog, the first 2 pages it shows you, it gives you some basic information on the Corbin Russwin secure bolt and the path lighting. It also points out the 900 series trim, which I'm showing you there on the upper right-hand side. What we're showing you here on the bottom right-hand side is the parabolic trim. This parabolic trim has a very unique look to it. I actually personally like it a lot. It's specified as an M60 designation, and this is the only place it's actually mentioned in the catalog. So if you're ever looking for the parabolic trim, the only place you're going to find it is in these opening pages. The next few pages in the catalog is going to have the fire ratings for their exit devices. So first I'm showing you the single door applications. You have the UL listing in the next column, and then the maximum opening for a single door application to meet the fire rating. Next, you also have the double door applications and their listings. So here you have surface vertical rods by mortise locks by concealed vertical rods. So you have more options here. And here it tells you the fire rating and the opening it's allowed and the maximum fire rating. So looking at how you would order these, here we're looking at the Corbin Russwin secure bolt. The ED5200S, the S specifies the secure bolt. The ED5200 specifies that's a rim type device. The A at the very end of the ED5200SA, A means that it has a 3-hour fire rating. So that's what the A stands for. So looking at it more closely, and they did this brilliantly, ED stands for exit devices. The 5 will stand for the 5000 series trim. The 2 is a rim exit device. And if you see an S there, that's going to be the secure bolt. And if it's an A there, that means it's going to be a fire rated. exit device and can only be used on a fire-rated opening. The secure bolt is a very unique design. Taking a quick look at it, the latch bolt in the secure bolt is nickel steel, making it extremely strong. It has a sliding deadbolt action with auxiliary bolt that creates the guarding mechanism, so it's very, very strong and durable. It has a heavy-duty cold-forged steel chassis, and it's electroplated to be corrosion resistant, so it's very strong and durable. Just taking another quick look at it, we've already talked about the architectural finishes, how it's true ANSI BHMA architectural finishes. I'm just pointing out the deadlocking mechanism just below the latch bolt. Keep in mind, when the door is in the closed position, this is going to be held in by the strike, so the latch bolt cannot be pushed in. On the upper right-hand side is the single point quarter turn hex key dogging. Keep in mind, if you have a double cylinder function, there will be a 2 designated in the 0 part of this. So it's going to be an ED 5200-02. That's going to specify the second cylinder, and that's going to be a classroom security exit device. So this inside cylinder can lock and unlock the outside lever handle. When it comes to exit device, you always have to include the hand. And keep in mind, exit devices are always reverse bevel, either right-hand reverse bevel or left-hand reverse bevel. And keep in mind, if you order a double cylinder exit device, the one I just showed you, this one here, it is a handed product, so you have to make sure you order the correct hand. It is not field reversible. For Corbin Russwin, the standard door width is a 36-inch door. And when you order an exit device for a 36-inch door, it can be cut down to 30 inches. But if you need a larger door width, they also offer that, and it's specified with a W048 for a 48-inch door width. This will fit a 48-inch door right out of the box, but you do need to specify W048, and the W specifies the width of the door. If you're looking for a very small door, they also offer a 24-inch exit device. This is specified as a W024 to get the 24-inch width. All exit devices can be cut to length in the field. With the exit devices, the standard door thickness for all the exit devices is going to be 1 3/4 inches thick. So if you don't specify anything different than that, you will always get a 1 3/4 inch for a 1 3/4 inch thick door thickness. But we also make it for a 2-inch door, and that would be specified as a D200. And for a 2 1/4 inch thick door, it's going to be a D214. Is how you specify for 2 1/4 inch. The minimum style for the ED5000 is 4.5 inches. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the standard panic exit devices are going to have a quarter turn hex key dogging, but they do offer options. So say if you have a panic exit device, but you don't want any dogging in it, so someone can't come along and dog it on you, you can always order the exit device less dogging, and that would be specified as an M51. If you wanted cylinder dogging, where you actually had to have the correct key to dog it down, that's going to be an M52 for cylinder dogging. With Corbin Russwin, you can also get motorized electric latch retraction. So you can actually, from a remote location, you can dog it down. And that's specified as an MELR. And the last option when it comes to dogging is the electric dogging. This is M97. Okay. Keep in mind that you will not have mechanical dogging on any exit device that has a fire rating on it. When it comes to fasteners, the standard panic exit devices are going to be supplied with machine screws and wood door fasteners. So whether you have a wood door or a metal door, you're good there. If you do order a fire rated exit device, that will come with sex nuts and bolts standard. Okay, they do offer optional fasteners. So if you wanted sex nuts and bolts for a wood door or a composite door, that would be specified as an M54. Or if you needed wood screws for a solid wood door or wood core door, that would be an M64. With Corbin Russwin, like most of the industry, Corbin Russwin does not include cylinders with their exit devices. But Corbin Russwin does make exit devices, so you can always order cylinders with the exit devices, and they will be packed and shipped with the exit devices. But the base price does not include it, so it has to be calculated separately. Okay, Our next exit device is the standard Pullman type latch. This is specified as an ED5200. And once again, this is available with a 3-hour rating. We're going to start running through some of these exit devices pretty quick because the features and benefits run are pretty much consistent throughout. So if you need a fire rated exit device for a rim exit device, it'd be an ED5200A. If you were looking for surface vertical rod exit devices, that's going to be an ED5400. And if you wanted a 3-hour fire rating on that, that's going to be an ED5400A. And the A designates a 3-hour fire rating. One nice thing is that with this exit device, the exit device is handed, but it's easily field reversible. So if you order the wrong hand, you can always change it in the field. The trim is handed because the trim does use 2 different springs for right hand and left hand reverse bevels. The ED5400, the surface vertical rod, as I'm showing you here, is not available less bottom rod. Okay, we're going to talk about less bottom rod in a second. The rods on these are either going to be brass, bronze, or stainless steel, 1/2 inch in diameter with rod guides, so they're nice heavy duty. Okay, the standard for the surface vertical rod is going to be a 7-foot opening. And then, so if you don't specify any door height, you will get it for a 7-foot opening. You can order this for a 7.2 opening by specifying H0702, a 7'6" opening, or an 8-foot opening by specifying H0800, the H standing for the door height. Okay, so 7-foot is going to be standard. If you need a door taller than 7 foot, say if you need a door taller than 8 feet and fire rated, then you're going to have to go to the ED5470. So here we have the ED5470. The ED5470 is going to be used for all less bottom rod, surface vertical rods, and for all surface vertical rod exit devices over 8 feet in height. So if you're looking for a standard panic device, it's an ED5470, and these are available up to door heights up to 10 foot. If you needed a fire-rated exit device, it's going to be an ED5470B. The B is designating an 1.5-hour fire rating opposed to an A, which designates a 3-hour fire rating. So the ED5470 for 8 feet or taller has an 1.5-hour fire rating. Okay, keep in mind, for both types of surface vertical rods, the standard door height is 7 foot. But you can order it for up to a 10-foot door for the ED5470. And that's going to be specified, as we're showing you right there, as an H by whatever size you want it. If you want to order the ED5470 less bottom rod, that's going to be specified as with the quick code M55 is the quick code needed for that. And that quick code M55 is only available on the ED5470 and the fire rated 5470. Also, one thing you need to be aware of is if you do order less bottom rod on an ED5470B, which is the fire rated device, you will get heat activated thermal pins. These are going to be used at the bottom of the door to keep the bottom of the door together. So during a fire test, the bottom of the door doesn't separate. Next is our concealed vertical rods. Our concealed vertical rods are specified as an ED5800. And this is also available as a 3-hour rating as an ED5800A. The ED5800 is only available for metal doors. It cannot be used on wood doors. Okay. With our surface vertical rods, our standard door height was 7 foot. For our concealed vertical rod exit devices, our standard door height is 8 feet. Okay, standard door height for concealed vertical rod is 8 feet, and they do have telescoping rods to accommodate various door openings. But if you need a door over 8 feet tall, you need to specify the ED5860. The ED5860 can be used on both wood and metal doors and is available with an 1.5-hour fire rating with the B specification. Just like the ED5800, the ED5860 standard door height is 8 foot, but you can specify up to a 10-foot opening for this. You can also get it for a 9-foot opening. And once again, the rods are telescoping. If you want to get less bottom rod for your concealed vertical rod, it's only available with the ED5860 A or non-fire rated. It is not available with the ED5800, only the ED5860. And once again, if you do order less bottom rod for the concealed vertical rod, you will get heat activated door bolts that hold the bottom of the door together. Let's take a quick look at the trim. So their trim is the 900 series trim. As we mentioned before, the first letter designates the lever design. So A would designate an Armstrong lever. 9 would be the 900 series trim. The next two digits always represents the function. The function here is a 55 function, which is a classroom function. And they're looking for a stainless steel finish for a right-hand reverse bevel door. Keep in mind, if you order a solenoid-operated trim from Corbin Russwin, they are going to be changing the way it's going to be ordered. So once again, the lever design is specified first for the Newport lever in this case here. The 9 specifies the 900 series trim, but the second 9 specifies that the trim is electrified. So anytime you see a 9 between the series and the function number, it means it's going to be an electrified product, which is a good dead giveaway if you run into this. And of course, the last two digits are going to represent the function. An 03 function would be a fail safe, and an 05 function will be a fail secure. So taking a quick look, this is the Armstrong lever. This is the way it's laid out in the catalog. So once again, the Armstrong lever is specified with the A, the 900 series trim, followed by the function numbers. And here are the functions available with the 900 series trim with the Armstrong lever. And this remains consistent. So we're going to run through these pretty quick. Here's a good look at the citation lever. This is the Dirk lever, once again, available for all the different functions. This is the Essex lever. This is the Lustre lever for the 900 series trim, specified with an L, and the Newport lever, specified with an N, the Regis with an R, and the Princeton with a PR. Quite some time ago, Corbin Russwin developed a set of designer levers called their Vineyard Collection. And that's what we're showing you here. These are designer levers, and here you have the Versace lever, specified with an FR. You have the Merlot, specified with an M. The Zinfandel, which is specified with a Z, and you probably have some idea of what they were drinking when they were naming these, but that's neither here nor there. You can also get the 900 series trim with a thumb piece. Keep in mind, thumb piece trims do not meet ADA requirements. You can get this thumb piece trim, so it's used just as a pull with key override, but if you're using the thumb piece, it doesn't meet ADA requirements. You can also get the ED5000 with this night latch exit device pull on this. This is a nice heavy duty pull, and they also have anti-vandal trim available. And that's what we're showing you here. And here, the anti-vandal trim is specified as the VT9. The VT is for the anti-vandal. The reason it's specified here is because you're specifying the trim, and that's where it should be specified. They also offer a selection of just pulls. These pulls come in different diameters, either 1 inch diameter or 3/4 of an inch diameter, with different center to center dimensions, either 10 inches or 18 inches. And once again, as I mentioned, the 9000 series trim is available with the Musso collection of levers. So you're probably asking, how does that get specified? As you see here, the Musso levers are identified with 3 digits. So instead of putting a lever there like you would for the Newport lever design, you're just going to put the lever design you're looking for, such as a 102. The 9 is going to specify the 900 series trim, and the last 2 digits are going to specify the function once again. Okay, I went through so far the rim exit devices, the surface vertical rod, and the concealed vertical rod. All 3 of these exit devices use the same external trim, and that's why I've separated the Mortise lock exit device. The Mortise lock exit device is available panic and fire rated, but it uses different trim, and that's why I separated out the 2. It still uses the 900 series trim, but it's a different design inside of it. I didn't mention this before, but the standard 900 series trim is freewheeling. Freewheeling means that the lever rotates when it's in the locked position. It's an anti-vandal feature. So if someone was trying to stand on it or take a mechanical advantage of it, it would rotate downward, so they lose that mechanical advantage. So the standard 900 series trim is freewheeling trim. But if you're ordering the 900 series trim with the Mortise lock exit device, it is not freewheeling trim. It is a rigid lever. And as I mentioned before, the 900 series trim with the other 3 series is handed because it uses 2 different springs. With the Mortise lock exit device, the springs are inside of the Mortise lock body itself, so this trim is actually non-handed as long as the lever doesn't have any type of contour onto it. With this is going to be specified as an ED. 5600 specifies a Mortise lock exit device. The A specifies a 3-hour fire rating, and the L specifies a lever design. Next, they're specifying an N for the Newport lever, 9 for the 900 series trim. The M specifies that it's going to be used with a Mortise lock exit device. And the last 2 digits are the function, which is a classroom function by the finish and the hand. Okay. What I'm showing you here is just to get through this idea one more time, is that the standard trim, the 900 series trim, is used on the rim exit device, the secure bolt, the surface vertical rod, and the concealed vertical rod. All use the same outside trim. Only the Mortise lock exit device requires an M between the series number and the function number, and that's going to specify it as that it's going to be used with a Mortise lock exit device. For the next few minutes, we're going to talk about electromechanical exit devices. First off, they have a 2-year electromechanical warranty, which is twice as much as most of the industry, and their motorized electric latch retraction exit device has a 5-year warranty, which is incredible. Keep in mind, the exit device has a 5-year mechanical warranty, and with the MELR, it now has a 5-year electromechanical warranty. With all of Corbin Russwin's electrified exit devices, they will all come with Electrolinks connectors. Electrolinks connectors are Molex connectors, and it's a simple plug-and-play design that Assa Abloy developed back in 2006 that simply makes everything a simple plug-and-play. You no longer have to deal with wire nuts and what wires get matched up to what. Just a simple plug-and-play. So a little bit more on the motorized electric latch retraction. It is available for all current ED 4000 and 5000 series exit devices. We do offer a kit so you can upgrade existing exit devices. So if you don't want to buy it as a brand new exit device, you have Corbin Russwin exit devices and you want to upgrade, you can do that with the MELR motorized kit. With the MELR, it has a built-in 20-second timer that's adjustable from 0 to 20 seconds. It also has built-in diagnostic. So if you remove the end cap from the back of the rail, there will be a light back there that will blink in a certain manner, letting you know if you're having an issue with the rail and what the issue is if you ever happen to have a problem. Motorized electric latch retraction exit devices are available on a maximum door width of 48 inches and a minimum door width of 34 inches. And this has very, very low current draw. It only has 0.65 amps during its initial draw and only 0.2 amps to hold it in the retracted position. So it's very, very energy efficient. Okay, and it uses a standard 24-volt power supply. It doesn't use a special controller like the electric latch retraction used to. With this, you can use anybody's power supply as long as it's 24 volts filtered and regulated. The interesting thing is that the motor they put in here is an electric step motor, which generates very, very little noise, so it's great for quiet environments such as hospitals and schools. Requires substantially less power than any solenoid. Keep in mind, anytime you get a solenoid electric latch retraction, it's usually used with a controller as its power supply because you need to have a special power supply with a capacitor in it to send out a large amount of electricity to activate the solenoid. With a motorized design, you don't have that concern at all. It doesn't require a large inrush. And you have a built-in timer and latch control right in the rail. And this can be attached with a standard electric hinge. With this The MELR, you can expect trouble-free operation, no scheduled maintenance required, no adjustments required, and it does have a full 5-year mechanical and electrical mechanical warranty. Corbin Russwin also offers a delayed egress device. A delayed egress device, if you're not familiar with them, they prevent someone from exiting through a door for 15 seconds. The purpose of this is certain areas you don't want people rushing out the door, such as maternity wards, the tarmac at airports, Alzheimer's wards. So what they do is they put a delayed egress device on the door and it prevents someone from exiting for 15 seconds. After the 15 seconds, they're allowed to evacuate the room. But the most you can delay them is 15 seconds unless you have special permission by the authority having jurisdiction. This device uses a standard 24-volt power supply, and it's specified with a D quick code. If you have the authority having jurisdiction and they're going to allow you to use a 30-second delay, then you want to specify M88. That will give a 30-second delay to the delayed egress device opposed to the standard 15 seconds. Corbin Russwin also has a BOCA device. If you're not aware of this, according to NFP 101, when someone violates a delayed egress device, meaning that someone has gone through the delayed egress device after it's been in the alarmed position, someone manually has to come over there with a key, stick the key in the cylinder, and reset the exit device. And that's according to NFP 101. The BOCA code allows the exit device to reset itself when it's used in conjunction with a door position switch. So if you're allowed to use the BOCA design, then someone passes through, violates an opening. Once the door opens up, the person leaves, the door will close, and once the door is recognized as closed by the door position switch, the exit device will rearm itself, preventing anyone else from exiting. And this is available with a 15-second or a 30-second delay. So either as an M89 or an M90 quick code. If you're looking for electric dogging, you can get that. That's specified as an M97. What electric dogging is that someone manually has to push in on the exit bar the first time. And once it's pushed in the first time, it will stay in as long as power is being supplied to the exit device. Once the power is cut to the exit device, it will automatically become undogged. So these can be used in fire-rated applications as long as they are hooked up to the fire alarm system. Okay. As we mentioned, if you want to order fail-safe or fail-secure trim with the exit devices, and this is for the rim exit devices, the surface vertical rod exit devices, and the concealed vertical rod exit devices, you're going to be specifying that as a function, either an 03 function or an 05 function. And as we mentioned, it will operate on 12 or 24 volts right out of the box. And it does have an internal bridge rectifier, so you can supply it with either AC or DC current. And it is freewheeling when locked, and it is supplied with key override standard. If it's going to be used in exterior applications, they do offer gasketing for exterior applications. Okay, keep in mind, this solenoid operated trim, or this actuated trim, is for surface vertical rods, concealed vertical rod, and rim exit devices. If you need to have trim control with a Mortise lock exit device, now they're going to move the solenoid into the Mortise lock body itself. Okay, it's no longer going to be in the trim, it's going to be in the Mortise lock body itself. So in this case here, it's very energy efficient, and it's going to be specified as SAF or SEC for fail-safe or fail-secure. With the Mortise lock exit device, it's not available with bolt monitoring or trim monitoring, but all you're doing is going to specify the quick code SAF for fail-safe or SEC for fail-secure, and the solenoid will now put it into the Mortise lock body itself. When you specify either 55 or 57 function, it's going to designate that you want key override for that. Our next option is latch bolt monitoring. If you want to monitor the position of the latch bolt, that's specified as an M91 quick code. And if you want to monitor the position of the push bar or touch bar monitoring, sometimes this is known as request to exit. So it's monitoring the push rail. This is oftentimes used to shun an alarm as someone's evacuating an alarmed opening. This is specified as an M92 quick code. If you'd like to monitor the outside lever handle, you can do that, and that's specified as an M93 quick code. So an M93 is going to monitor the outside lever handle so you know when someone is rotating the outside lever handle. And once again, this could be used to shut an alarm to allow someone to gain access to the building without setting off the alarm. Corbin Russwin also offers an alarmed exit device. It's specified as an M61. This does operate on a 9-volt battery, but it can be hard powered, and this does require a 1 1/8 inch long cylinders. So let's take a look at how to price out the product. We'll try to do this quickly. I know we're getting short on time. So first off, the first letter always designates the ED specifies exit device. The second letter specifies the series. So here we're showing you a 5000 series, which looks like that. The 4000 series exit device is this exit device here. The 3000 series exit device is a crossbar type exit device, and all of these exit devices have the same function numbers and are ordered the same way. And if you're looking for the 7000, which is a narrow style crossbar type exit device, you specify ED 7000, and for the push pad style, it's an ED 8000 series. The second digit is always going to specify the type of product it is. So if it's a 2, it's a rim exit device. If it's a 6, it's a mortise lock exit device. If it's a 4, it's a surface vertical rod. And if it's an 8, it's a concealed vertical rod. Next, you always specify the lever design, followed by the 9 for the 900 series trim, followed by the function number. Here we're calling out a citation lever with the 900 series trim with a classroom function. A 630 is a stainless steel finish, a satin stainless steel finish, and they're looking for this for a left-hand reverse bevel door. This is this is surface vertical rod, so they do have special height requirements, and they need this for a 10-foot opening. So they're specifying H1000, and they want it for a 48-inch door width. So they're specifying W048 for W8 for a 48-inch door width. Lastly, you have the 2 quick codes. The 2 quick codes called out here is the cylinder dogging, which is M52, and sex nuts and bolts, which is M54. Okay, the arrow's pointing at the wrong spot, but because 7P is specified at the end, that means this customer wants this thing to have a 7-pin cylinder, and because it says AA1 in the beginning of the ordering string, that means you want Corbin Russwin to master key it. And we're going to incorporate those into the pricing here also. So let's figure out the price for this exit device right here. So we grab the Corbin Russwin pricing catalog. We open it up to the table of contents. Here we're showing you the table of contents, so we're going to be around page 249. When we go to those pages here, you're going to see that all the ED 5000 series exit devices are all on this one page. So all on this one page is the ED 5000. Here we have the secure bolt. Here we have the standard rim exit devices. Here are the surface vertical rod exit devices, the mortise lock exit devices, and the concealed vertical rod exit devices. They're all on the same page. Looking at our product that we're specifying, it's an ED 5470. So when we're looking for the ED 5470 with a 630 finish, the ED 5470 is a panic exit device, and with a 630 finish, it puts it in this first column. So our base price for this exit device is going to be $2,266. Okay, that's our base price. Next thing you have to consider is the trim. So here, what we're showing you here is for a citation lever. Doesn't matter which function it's being used for, all the functions have the same price, so the function is irrelevant. And once again, the finish, all the finishes are all going to be grouped the same. So it doesn't matter what the function is or the finish. For a citation lever, the base price is going to be $733. So we add the $733 to our base price. Next, we need to consider the options or the quick codes. So our first quick code that we're looking at is the H1000. The H1000 is specified here, and it's an $86 add per device. So we're going to add $86 to our base product. And next, our next option we need to consider is our W048. This is going to be for a 48-inch door width, and this is going to have a $37 upcharge to this. So $37 upcharge we're adding to our base product. And lastly, we need to take into consideration the quick codes. M52 specifies cylinder dogging, less cylinder, and that's going to be $82 per device. And the sex nuts and bolts, there is no upcharge for. So we're set with the base price. So without cylinders, this is going to be our base price, what we're showing you right here. But we do have to consider the cylinders. So we go into the cylinder section, and 7P is a 7-pin conventional cylinder. And because Corbin Russwin doesn't include the cylinders with the exit device, this is going to be a $95 add per cylinder. And keep in mind, it's a classroom function, so you have a cylinder on the outside to lock and unlock the trim, but you also have cylinder dogging on the inside, so it's a 2-cylinder function. So that needs to be taken into consideration. So we're adding 95 twice. And because we want it master keyed, master keying is specified by the AA1, that's going to have a $16 upcharge per cylinder. And once again, because it's a double cylinder function, you're going to be adding that in twice. So for our base product, for this exit device, it's going to be $34.26. And that's going to be for a master keyed surface vertical rod exit device for a 10-foot opening with a citation lever with a 900 series classroom classroom trim with a stainless steel satin finish for a left-hand door, a 10-foot opening, 48 inches wide with cylinder dogging, sex nuts and bolts with a 7-pin system. Okay, and that actually brings us to the end of our presentation. That's going to bring us to the end of this presentation, and I really would like to thank you for your time and joining me for this presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.